Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is Reallize here, and today I'm going to be doing a Batman build. So for this build, I'm obviously going to be using the Batgun, which shoots bats that chase down enemies. They're both bullets and summons, so they can be increased in damage and all that stuff with both of those types of upgrades. And with Abby to right-click to quickly shoot all of your remaining ammo in random directions. I tested this build, or the Batgun, with a few characters, and Abby's the only one that seemed viable to me. And it's because of her ability right here. If we look at this, we can see how slowly the gun actually shoots and how slow we move with it. But all we have to do is right-click with Abby right here, and we shoot and move significantly faster. That's pretty much what's going to carry the run, and we're not really going to shoot a normal bullet anymore for the rest of this run. We're just going to be right-clicking the whole entire time so she can do her ability. And the reason why is that these bullets, they do not go where we shoot. They go where they want, towards the enemies. Meaning that even if we shoot forward, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go towards the closest enemy. They're just going to pick an enemy and go try to hit them. So with Abby's ability, not only do we shoot faster, move faster, but it also enhances the gun because the bullets don't need to slow us down because they just go wherever they want anyways. So this ability perfectly enhances it. Like I said, I tried with a few different characters, and this is the only one that made this gun viable this late in the game. I'm doing Darkness 12 right now, so these little enemies actually have more health, which is not a good thing, but for the sake of this build, it's a challenge. Less bullet damage, but more projectiles. Honestly, I'm willing to take that right now. 10% isn't a big deal, but more projectiles, especially if they're going to go do their own thing, that will be extremely useful. One thing about this build is that you have to be good at movement, and the reason for that, I'm going to go ahead and take some damage here. The reason that you have to be good at movement is the bullets don't go where you want them, like I've said. So if they don't go where you want them, it might not kill the enemy where you're trying to move towards. So you might have to move and like juke him out or something. Again, I'm going to take some more bullet damage. More bullet size as well. The bats just got bigger. So pretty much all we're going to be doing is trying to move our way out of the enemy's ways. And just hope that the bats are strong enough and fast enough to kill all the enemies, because we can't exactly choose where we want them to go. This, fan fire or rapid fire? Fire rate would be fantastic, but when shooting your last ammo, we shoot 10 additional bullets. That's 10 additional bats that are just going to go out and shoot everything. That ability is going to be very, very helpful. So, like I said when I introduced the Batgun is actually a gun that shoots these bats, but the bats are considered both bullets and summons. Meaning that if we want to upgrade them, we can do a summon damage route, or we can also do a bullet damage route. What I'm going to do is the bullet damage route, though. I'm going to get some fire rate, or actually, reload rate and fire. I'm actually going to get quick hands, so that way we can reload faster. But I'm going to be doing the bullet damage route rather than the summon route, because honestly, I don't think that wasting upgrades on summons is a viable strategy this late in the game on Darkness 12. Especially with how long it takes to actually get some stuff that actually increases our damage. Again, split fire, I'm just doing everything I can to get as many bullets as I can on screen, because they do not go where I want them. They just go wherever they want. Actually, now that I think about it, split fire might not have been a good idea, because we're just using her ability anyways, so we have to keep that in mind. But if I ever do need to shoot, it will shoot an extra bullet. The same thing with projectiles, I believe, but that's okay. This build can get pretty crazy from what I've seen. I've only played about this far just to see if this build was worth a video or even a viable strategy. Armed, reload rate plus max ammo, yes please. The reload rate is definitely going to be a problem if we don't solve it right now at the beginning. because the bats do not follow orders. They just go and kill whoever they want. Projectiles +2. Fire rate -31. Oh no. Spread +40. Okay. You know what? That's not so bad. That's not so bad after all. But our movement needs to be very clean because we really need to be paying attention to what the bats are doing and what they're attacking. Fresh clip. Yes, please. More reload rate, more fire rate. Anything of the sorts will be helpful. I do now need to increase that fire rate. After that one ability, it just decreased our fire rate by a lot. That's not very good. Go ahead and grab another upgrade here. Fire rate, yes, perfect. That'll bring the fire rate to about where it was before we got that upgrade, which is perfect. I was happy with where it was before. Now we just have more projectiles and more spread, which is good. The wider the spread, the bats will kill enemies all over the place. And the only downside to this is the XP pickup, actually. Because if the bats are going and doing their own thing and killing enemies wherever they want, then I can't necessarily go everywhere and follow them because they're all over the place. So I can't actually really get all the XP or take advantage of all of it. Splinter would be fantastic because every time an enemy dies, 3 more bats will come out. But Reaper rounds, it'll do more damage. Honestly, but every single bat doing plus 15% damage and having +1 piercing, I think that's just something we can't pass up on right now. We'll get Splinter in the future. In 30 seconds, we have the dinosaur dude coming up. I'd imagine he would be pretty hard. Again, our movement's the main thing with this build right now, because we can't control our projectiles. We can only control our movement, so we just need to make sure that we're paying attention to what our bats are killing and what they're ignoring, and we need to kind of follow the pattern that they're doing. So the gun mastery, this, I was not expecting to get it this early, but bullet damage, fire rate, reload rate, max ammo, and piercing, that's fantastic. I could not have hoped for a better upgrade before this guy right here. I actually think Frost will do us very well here. I was thinking about doing a Frost build after this build, but I don't think a Frost build is really that, not that it's not viable, it's just not really fun because a Frost build can't really be enhanced through a certain weapon. The only thing that has Frost, I mean, is, he's already dead. The only thing that has Frost is the new character that shoots a butterfly, and honestly the only thing that else has Frost is the ability. So pretty much we would just have to rush getting the 4 abilities, and then that would be pretty much it for the Frost. Everything else would just be pretty much weapon. So I don't think I'm actually going to be doing a Frost build because I don't think that there is very much to do with the Frost build, but if I do find something that can enhance the Frost build, then definitely I will try that out. The max HP -1 scares me a little bit. The minus fire rate scares me a little bit. Everything else looks fantastic. Honestly, I'm gonna have to take that. I could always get the vitality upgrade in the future as well. And this build is actually extremely strong. I'm surprised at how well this build is doing. This is the hardest difficulty I've ever played on, and this is quite honestly the easiest that it's been so far. Dragon Egg, I don't think I'm going to go with any summons here. I'm going to go with Pyromage. If we're just inflicting status effects, there's so many of them that might as well just try to inflict some burn and some frost. We'll definitely have to get some frost upgrades too, because in my opinion, the frost is one of the best upgrade branches in the whole game. But the only downside about it is the frost really only has one path, and then that's really all the scaling that the frost can do, unless obviously you get more bullets and stuff. But at that point, you might as well just not even call it a frost build, because you're just focusing on the bullets rather than even the frost. Frost is kind of a thing that you can do in any build. It doesn't necessarily need its own build. So Fire starter or fusillade. I'm gonna go with fusillade. Does less bullet damage, but there's more projectiles and more spread. And that's something that's worth it. If there's 20 bats attacking an enemy at one time, then who cares if I do a little bit less damage? We have to make a hard choice right here. We can either get Frost or Splinter, which will explode into more bats, or the bats will inflict freeze. Honestly, we need more bats. We need as many bats as we possibly can get on screen at one time. We want to make this game crash, and I will consider it a win. Of course, then I'll have to restart and maybe not make the build as crazy when I actually try to beat it. But I doubt the game will crash unless it gets too crazy. But that's the goal. We're trying to make it as crazy as possible. We got the upgrade where a fireball will launch every 5 shots, and now we're getting light bullets. Fire rate, max ammo, bullet speed. The bullet speed, I'd imagine, is fantastic because these guys are moving around a lot. So their bullet speed would matter because they're kind of traveling between a lot of enemies at once. So having their bullet speed as high as possible will just allow them to travel between enemies as fast as possible. I'm going to get haste here for more fire rate and more speed. What's happening now is that they're struggling to even surround me. Oh, there goes my holy shield. Ran into that bomb guy. I need to be careful with them. They're trying to swarm me right now and put me in a tight little circle. That way they could just kind of swarm me, but it's not really working. When you inflict burn, there's a 0.05% chance you heal. That could be good, but honestly, I think fire... What do we want? Do we want a health way or a frost? I'm actually gonna... This is difficult. This is a difficult decision. With 10 minutes coming up, I'm gonna get frost. I don't think that we need the health right now, especially since we have such little max HP anyways. I need vitality before I can even get a healing method. And I don't know if my holy shield comes back in a minute or if it comes back in 2 minutes. I have some ruins that allow my shields to come back 30 seconds faster, but that's still a minute and a half if I don't have the 1 minute. But hopefully I have the 1 minute, but I honestly don't remember. I could check, but why check? We're just gonna wing it. Coming up on 10 minutes here on another upgrade. Vitality. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. Now next time we see that fire upgrade, we can go ahead and take that just so we have a method of healing in case we need it. Oh no. Ideally, we would actually have 1 more HP because near the end game, they're going to be doing, oh, more burn damage. Oh, or shatter. I think shatter is like honestly the best ability in the whole game. Or burn damage. I'm going to get shatter. But honestly, I would like 5 HP because near the end of the game, from the darkness that we're on, the enemies will deal 2 times the amount of damage, meaning that instead of 1 damage, they'll do 2. And that can 2-shot us. But if we had 5 HP, then we could take an extra hit. So that would be ideal. Do we want mini clip? Mini clip could be extremely useful because of our fan fire. It would essentially just shoot 10 bats, insta reload, 10 bats, insta reload, 10 bats, insta reload, 10 bats, over and over and over. But should we take it? Should we take it? Honestly, I'm gonna risk it. Look at that. That was definitely worth it. That was definitely worth it. We don't insta reload, unfortunately, but we can get there with the 25% increase in reload rate. We're essentially just spamming 10 bats after 10 bats after 10 bats because of the fan fire ability. If I didn't have the fan fire, I would not have taken this ability for sure. I would have died, or not died, but I would have been more likely to die. But with this, I'm just spamming all around me, and this is very effective actually. That way I don't actually have to wait for the bats to get shot. They just are instantly shot around. Hopefully these eyeball guys are less of a struggle for this build because the bats will auto go and target them, so I don't actually have to go towards the eyeballs to go and kill them. I could just spam right click and then the bats will go take care of them for me. I wonder how quickly this elite is gonna die. This guy will spawn little spiders, but they're not really a problem when we're also spawning our own things that insta-kill. Pretty much, they don't insta-kill, but they do kill those little spiders pretty quick, and they kill everything else pretty quick as well. Again, those eyeballs. We really need to watch for these eyeballs. We just need to make sure that they don't hit us on accident. We are getting towards the end game, actually, once we hit that 5-minute mark. I'm gonna go grab some XP. I'm going to grab rubber bounce. Maybe that would be good. Fire rate, bullet bounce. Actually, I think we need that bullet damage. I'm gonna pick up magnetism. That way we don't have to be so close to the XP to grab it. Hopefully that'll allow us to get some more abilities quickly. And then once we kill this elite, another ability will be unlocked. I don't know what this one is though. Increase move speed and reload rate by 35% for 2 seconds after reloading. Okay, that's good. But essentially, what that means is that we always have that ability because it's for 2 seconds after reloading, except we have 1 bullet. So we are always reloading. So we would always have the buffs that gives. So this mini clip is useful in many builds. Not all of my builds could use mini clip, like the ones that rely on inflicting a lot of burn and stuff. But the ones that rely on this, like this, where we need to summon a lot of stuff like this is perfect. Mini clip just really enhances it. I'm actually not struggling at all, really. The only thing is that I do have 1 missing HP, and I need that soothing warmth. I believe that's what the ability is called, and that will allow me to heal some HP if I inflict burn enough times. But it is not here, so am I willing to grab the max HP and the character size for move speed? Honestly, I don't think that we're going to need that max HP. Oh, there we go. For hitting that 5th level, level 25, we got an extra heart. I honestly don't think that we're going to have to rely on healing right now. I think that the bats will just take care of everything around me and I won't even get hit. We could use that burn ability just in case. But either way, our holy shield is essentially an extra layer of regenerating health. So we could always use that. So right now, everything deals double damage. All the enemies will deal double damage. I will take 2 damage. I don't know about the elite or the bosses, but I do know. Let's actually get this reload rate and move speed. But what I do know is that the little enemies will for sure deal double damage, which is terrible for us. We can only take 3 hits and then we are dead. But hopefully our bats take care of every single enemy. But it doesn't look like their damage is high enough to where I want it to be to easily kill all these enemies. But they are doing a good job of keeping everything away from me. Obviously, I don't know how they're doing against the boss's health because I cannot see his health. And I don't know how much damage they're doing to them because I can't see the damage on the boss. But the bats are doing a fantastic job at keeping everything away from me. But there goes my holy shield. I am 2 hits away from death. But hopefully my bats keep everything away from me. It's taken over a minute. We need to kill this guy before 3 minutes, else another elite will come and make this even more difficult for us. Oh, never mind. He's here already. He's here at the 4-minute mark. This is bad. Very bad. We're 2 minutes or 2 hits away from death. Don't get hit. Make sure the movement is clean. There we go. We got him. Tome of Power. Are we willing to -1 max HP? Actually, minusing 1 max HP is not a big deal because if we get hit once, we're at 2 HP. If we get hit twice, we're dead. If we get hit once with 3 HP, we have 1 HP, and then twice we're dead. So it's essentially the same thing. My fire rate is a little bit lower, but we are spamming right click and shooting all of them instantly anyways, so the fire rate is completely irrelevant. So essentially, I would say that we have this in the bag, but we are so close to dying just naturally with this character and how much health she has. 2 hits and we're dead. We don't have the Holy Shield right now. It should come back before the game ends. So that is definitely something I would like to see. Your bullets deal an additional damage. I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to do that. I will get Ice Shard though. I'm not willing to be a 1-hit for 10 extra damage. I'm sure that 10 extra damage would be extremely useful, but with how many bats are on the screen right now, I don't think that 10 extra damage is really worth being a 1-hit. I'm scared that if I just run into an enemy on accident, then I'll just die immediately. There's our Holy Shield. Even knowing my Holy Shield's here right now, I still would not take that ability. Double how fast Abby fires during her special skill. That's honestly completely irrelevant right now because we're firing instantly anyways because we have 1 bullet. So that ability's useless, but if you were running a regular build with not the Batgun, then that would be pretty useful. Or rather than not just the Batgun, if you were running any build without mini clip that just didn't have 1 bullet, then that would be useful. Honestly though, with no eyeballs, we could just stand still in the middle and be completely fine. I could see some eyeballs on the outer edge here, and a few are coming a little bit closer than I would like, just because the bats aren't targeting them first. Everything is staying quite far away from me. And there's an upgrade. Pickup range, walk speed. I don't think we need walk speed. Kill clip. I don't think we need a kill clip. Let's grab... You know what? Why not just grab walk speed? Why not? I honestly think that the freeze is keeping everything away from me, and that the bats are just knocking back everything. I think we have this one in the bag unless we really mess it up and get hit 3 times in this last 40 seconds. Let's keep it going though. Maybe we can get 1 more level if I get all this XP from all the enemies I'm killing. But if you notice, all the enemies aren't actually dying very quickly. They're not necessarily getting killed. They're just getting hit, getting frozen, then getting hit, and it's just knocking them all back. This isn't a very effective kill strategy, which is why my level is quite low. But once we got the fan fire and the mini clip and we're able to spam so many bats on the screen, it doesn't really matter if we can kill or not because they're just knocking back everything. There's not very much XP, not very many deaths, but it is very good at knocking back all the enemies. Look at all the bats. Significantly less upgrades and ruins because of how little upgrades we got. But that was the Batman build. That actually was very smooth pretty much the whole time. With Abby and the Batgun, the build is quite easy to pull off. You just need to kind of increase your bullet damage and your max speed, and then once you get mini clip and fan fire, the whole game, you just kind of spam the bats the whole time. So that was fairly easy for being on Darkness 12. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, leave any ideas for videos or series in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.